well. How does it feel being the main event and being in this room with all these reporters? What's that feeling like for you, having this kind of opportunity?
It feels the same to me, you know. Ain't nothing really changed for me. I was just here in Brazil, I was just here in Ireland, and I was just here in Vegas a couple months ago. So for me, it's no different. It's, you know, y'all know me. I love the media anyway. So me and you have done like, you know, how many interviews now, you know. So, you know, I love the media anyway. It's no different for me. I have fun with this shit. It's fun to me. So, you know, I've got a lot of experience even though I'm young, and, you know, I'm not taking it no different. He's the one that's going to be gun shy with it.
You really got to tell us about these classes. Are these a replacement from the press conference?
You know, I got to show the folks a little bit of style. You know, I give them for the camera too. You know, I mean, this fight itself, it sells itself. You know, he's a country boy from the middle of the redwoods. You know, he drives a old pickup truck. You know, I'm out here in Las Vegas driving a Benz and wearing you know, a couple grand on me. So, you know, it sells itself. We clash in every way, in every shape and style. You know, the man's still rocking a mullet, for God's sake. So I'm just trying to give the people, you know, one of us got to have some style in this game. You know, if it's only two of us, I gotta make up the slack for both of us. You know.
Kevin, what do you think of this training facility here? I mean, compared to the old training facility, if you knew it, or other places you worked out, what do you think of the new digs here?
Man, you know, when I went and worked out with the Pistons for a little while, I got to see how other professional athletes prepare, and, you know, the type of preparation that they put into their body, and, you know, the type of people that they have around them that make sure that, you know, they understand that, you know, we're the athletes, we're the one that's you know, that's driving the whole thing. So if you got to take care of the athlete first, and I think that's what the UFC is doing now. You know, when they first announced this, you know, I live here in Vegas, so I told them, you might not give me too much free reign, because I walk around this bad boy in my drawers all day. And I've been here, you know, they see me. I've been here 8-9 hours. I've been here since, you know, I did Fox this morning, and I came straight here. I've been here since 10 this morning, and I don't plan on leaving until they close. The only thing I hope is that they open up the hours and make it a 24-hour. You know, you know, I'm usually holding up the reception dude. Me and him, he don't really like me too much because I hold him up so much. But I love it. This is the place where I train at.
What's part do you like the best of the facility?
The recovery aspect, you know, the more you recover, the more you can train. So, you know, I'm able to bring all my training partners here. That's the way I've been structuring my last couple camps, getting away from that team aspect, you know, even though I train over at Extreme Couture with the team, outside of fight camp. When I'm in fight camp, it's all about me. You know, I've flown 2 guys out for this camp. I already had some guys here, so I have 5 good training partners that I use for this camp. But it's just me and them, along with my trainer. So that's the way I like structuring the camps. It's all about, you know, it surrounds about the athlete. So you know, I'm the one paying the bill, and we getting it done.
Have you tried the sleep pod yet?
Yeah, a couple of times, you know, I sit in there, I chill in there, you know, a couple of guys will come through, bother me for a little bit, try and talk, but, you know, I'm in business, so when I'm in here, I'm in business mode, and I'm in here like a 9-to-5 job, so, you know, if you follow, like, even my Instagram story, you'll see I'm in here from 9 to 5, baby.
Who did you fly out for this camp? You mentioned a few people that you brought out.
I brought out Dave Jansen. He was one of the big ones. Evan Dunham's been helping me out. Kyle Griffin, and then there's some guys that, you know, Puna. A lot of guys that, you know, people might not know about, but are really, really tough. Ryan Couture has really been helping me with this one too. You know, this kid Ryan even kind of looks like him a little bit. You know, I like to Dave and Ryan both. You know, they got that grizzly look. I like to imagine punching that. You know, you got to get used to punching that beard and that mullet. So I tried to get Dave to grow out a mullet for this one, but he wouldn't get on board with it. So you know, I try my best to simulate the fight. When we in there and we sparring, the guys know we getting after it.
You talked a little bit about using this facility for the recovery. We know that you do a pretty big weight cut when you fight at 55. So yeah. Where are you at right now? How is the cut going?
You know, right now I'm sitting here. I'm 180 pounds. On Saturday I'll be 156 pounds. It's ridiculous that I have to do that, but that's what we got to do. You know, that's one of the big things. I think this fight is even bigger than people realize, because I think there shouldn't be a holdup on the 165-pound division. I think they should open it up now. I think after July they're going to open it up, And when they do, they got to make a vacant title. So they need 2 #1 contenders. After this one, I think me and Khabib sounds good for that #1, you know, me or him for that #1 contender spot for the 165 title. I don't see what the holdup is, you know. I don't see no downside to a 165, especially now with Conor fighting Mayweather. He's holding up that title. Don't strip the man. Make another title, you know. You get more super fights, you get bigger fights. There's 150 guys at lightweight, all fighting for one title. And the top 30 guys, we all know, the top 30 guys can all be the champ. You got the same thing going on at welterweight. There's 150 guys, you know. You could split that up. You know, you got 100 guys at 165 that can make it. You know, you got guys like Jorge Masvidal, that Donald Cerrone, the guys that are kind of, me included, you know, Nate Diaz, guys that are kind of stuck in the middle between that two. You know, when you put me next to Conor, like I'm 10 pounds bigger than him, you know. I walk around outside of fight camp at 190. Right now I'm 180, and I got to make weight on Saturday. You know, it's not good for me. It's not good for my health. I've been talking about going up for a while. They don't want me to. They want me to stay at 155. I'm willing to do it. I'm a professional. I never miss weight. I'm gonna eat some tiramisu on the week of the fight. You know, I requested tiramisu today, but you know, I guess the cafeteria don't want to make it for me. So you know, I'm a professional. I get it done, but they should definitely open up the 165, and I'll be the #1 contender.
Do you have a nutritionist that helps you?
I've tried out a couple nutritionists, but honestly, I don't really like nobody telling me what to do. I kind of do it, you know. I kind of eat what I want to eat. Like I said, I'm gonna eat tiramisu this week, so you know, I kind of do what I want to do. You know, I know my body. You know, I've done this so many times, and I fight so frequently. You know, even for this one after Brazil, I never got big. You know, I went back to back, so I don't really like using nutritionists. I don't, you know, I do it all. I'm a student of the game in all aspects. You know, I study promotion, I study the fight. You know, it's not just about wrestling, boxing, and grappling. You know, it's so much more that goes into the fight game, and nutrition is one of them. If you need a nutritionist, I think you're an idiot.
You said you think they'll open it after July. Why is that?
Well, I know they're doing for the Cormier Jones card. That'll be the first one in California. That after they pass that 10-point plan. I like the plan. I think Nevada should do it as well. I think every commission should do it. It's ridiculous that we cut weight. It just is. It's stupid. You take Mike Chiesa. I guarantee he's sitting at 180 pounds right now. Why are we fighting at 155? I don't know. You know, it's just the whole way that the weight classes are even structured in MMA is stupid. You know, when you ask, you know, hardcore fans know. Hardcore fans don't give a damn what weight we fight at. You know, if we both fight at 170, they don't give a damn. It's still the same fight. I'll take the fight right now at 180 pounds. You know, I have no problem with it. As long as two men weigh the same, they should fight. You know, the fact that they even classify 155 as lightweight, you know, I had somebody come up to me and think that Mayweather is, because he's a welterweight in boxing, is bigger than me, and not realize I've got 40 pounds on the man. You know, I'm 190 pounds outside. He's only 150. You know, they need to clarify that for the casual fans, because the casual fans don't understand about weight cutting.
Now, you mentioned the extreme weight cut has been bad for you. What have you noticed? Any adverse effects on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm young, you know, so I recover like a motherfucker, but yeah, it's gonna be bad. You know, I realize that it's gonna be bad in the long run, but that's the things that I'm willing to do to do the things that, you know, I gotta get. You're professional, you gotta get it done. If I'm shaving some years off my life, fuck it. You know, hey, as well, you know, I'm a pro fighter for one. You know, like, as you can tell, like I gave up on my modeling career. You know, I gave up on all that shit. So, you know, I'm ready to get it done, and if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
But have you noticed like anything specific, headaches or anything like that?
No. I mean, the one I have noticed a little bit of a difference not being able to use the IV. The first fight that I had not using the IV was the only loss that I've had in the last 10 fights to Leonardo Santos, and I could tell, you know, that was the first time I've ever been hurt in a fight, really. And I think I didn't approach my rehydration correctly, and that just comes with experience. You know, I've got more experience now. I'm rehydrating more correctly, more better, you know, without using the IV. So I've only got so many more fights at 155. I know it. Either way, I'll go up to 170 if they don't make it. I don't see why they don't make a 165 division and a 175. But if not, then eventually I will go up to 170.
Do you think the IV ban is a mistake?
Yeah, you know, it's hard to say. You know, some guys, I think it's a mistake. I think they know it's a mistake, but they just got to do what they got to do. You know, it's politics to it. You know, some guys you know, some guys need it. I don't think I don't think they're using it for what they think they're using it for, you know, to mass drugs. That's not what we do here in MMA, you know. If that's your last resort, if that's the only thing to get out of using drugs, like it's stupid. So I think it's a mistake, but what can I say? I could just follow the rules and do what I do.
Do you think no matter what they do, rules-wise, guys are still going to try to find a way to get around it, though? I mean, like, no matter what you do, people are going to try to figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, guys are always going to cut weight, you know. That's always been the problem. I think that's what's taking so long to kind of figure it out, because you don't want to have somebody dehydrated. You know, you can't have same-day weigh-ins because you don't want to have somebody dehydrated in a fight. It's more about the health of the athlete more than anything, even about over the politics of the sport. So I think guys are going to do that anyway. I think for the majority of us that are smart, you know, it's so stupid. People think, you know, oh, we give them more time before the weigh-ins, they're going to cut more weight. I can't possibly cut any more weight, you know. If you give me a week before the fight to weigh in, there's no way I can cut more than to 156. You know, I'm not going to go all of a sudden down to 145. It's retarded. You know, so I'm cutting the same amount of weight. The only difference is it's just going to be more time to recover.
You said that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, you said earlier that you've studied people who promote. You know, you studied that side of it. It's not just in the cage. It's studying promotions. Who have you watched and what have you learned from?
I mean, there's everybody. And it's not even just combat sports or just MMA. You know, it's everything. You know, it's everything. I study people that are successful. You know. Athletes in general, you know, but outside of athletes, you know, there's rappers and singers and, you know, all these types of people that become superstars. Well, how do you get to, you know, some people say you got the it factor. Well, what the fuck is that? That doesn't make sense, you know. What did they do? How did they do it? And that's what I study, and that's what I try and you know, have a good understanding of, and I think more people should do it. You know, and I give a lot of credit to guys that do it. You know, I've always given credit to Conor. You know, I think he does a great job, and I think he's one of the very few in the game that understand even the promotion side of it. You know, you got, I mean, obviously the two main examples are Conor and Floyd. And they're the best at it. So, you know, you study those guys, you see what they do, you see why they did it, and you see, you know, exactly what they're doing, and you know, you get an idea.
Do you think this opportunity should have happened sooner for you? Main event and being up on the stage at a major press conference and the media attention, you think it should have came a little quicker?
Yeah. I mean, it would have been nice down in Brazil. You know, I think we could have pulled in more eyes than you know, Vitor. But I mean, Vitor's a huge star down there. You know, I mean, it would have been nice, but you know, only thing I can do is stay patient and keep at it. If anything, I will say that it has given me a lot of experience. You know, in the fight game, experience is everything. So, you know, I've had a lot. Guys in my weight class have been watching me for a very long time. You be damned if Conor hadn't been watching me. If Nate ain't been watching me. All these guys that are at the top, they've been watching me for a long time, and they praying on my downfall in June. You know, they don't want to see it happen because they know I'm coming, and they know I've been coming for a long time. So, you know, the fans don't really, you know, because I haven't been in that spotlight. But my real fans that have actually been following me from the beginning, they know I ain't changed. There ain't nothing been different. The only thing that changed, and that's why I went off on Ariel a little while ago. The only thing that changed is, like, you know, more guys like Ariel are talking to me now. So those are the people that changed. I've been the same ever since. You know, I've been here. You know, I was just here in Brazil, and I was just here in Ireland, and I was acting the goddamn same way.
And you think this is the breakthrough fight that from this point on, the attention won't stop for you? That this is the one that changes?
Yeah. I mean, that's on people. I don't even put it on myself. That's on people. If people want to pay attention, they do. If not, look, we can go out and we can fight in front of 2-3 people. I don't give a damn. Like, I'm still gonna beat the man's ass regardless of who I fight in front of. So if the people want to see it, they want to see it. But if they don't, I don't give a damn. Really, I fuck a fan.
If you were training Conor for the fight against Floyd, how would you train him? What would you do? Picture yourself now as a boxing trainer.
Yeah,
you can be
sure.
Fighter, you can be fighter, now you're a trainer. How would you train Conor McGregor for a fight against Floyd?
Man, we going up a long hill, baby. I would try and be as honest with him as possible. You can't blow smoke up the man's ass. You know, you can't say, okay, you're gonna go out there and you hit just ridiculously hard and you're gonna land a punch, because he's gonna go in with the wrong idea. You got to be as honest with him as possible and tell him you in for a long fight, baby. You know, I don't think he can handle the pace. I think the pace is going to be the big difference. You know, I think after 2-3 rounds, if he doesn't catch Floyd early and hurt him with something, I do think he's got the power to hurt him. People underestimate, Conor is big and he hits hard, you know. I think a lot of people underestimate his power, but I think Floyd's way too smart to underestimate him. So if Conor's underestimating him, then, you know, it's gonna be that mental side of the battle more than anything, because he can't catch up physically. It's impossible. You know, Floyd's got too many years in the game.
Do you see this as an MMA versus boxing, or?
Yeah, for sure. You know, and even though I'll probably be on Floyd's side, you know, a little piece of me will be open. But just to get some. But you know, I've been training at the Mayweather gym since I've been out here in Vegas. And those guys all know, you know, they all respect me and they all respect what I do. You know, when I first got there, it was kind of that, oh, he's an, you know, oh, MMA guys is this, you know, like they still kind of thought we were on that, you know, old school Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, you know, throwing the big punches, blocking punch. You know, they see me train on a daily basis. They kind of know, they kind of get a better understanding, you know, and they got a lot more respect for it. You know, they see me in there kicking, they're like, bro, like I can't take them, you know, like they start to understand a little bit more, at least at the gym. As far as like the actual boxing community, I don't think that they've understood that yet. You know, I don't think they have that same respect for MMA fighters. But hopefully, you know, Conor go out there and he give us some respect, even if he gonna get his ass whooped.
Do you now a couple months ago you mentioned that Floyd's camp had approached you to help him train. How's that going?
We'll see after this fight. You know, I kind of put it off because they kept dicking around on the dates, and, you know, they kept going back and forth. You know, it was supposed to originally, he was supposed to start training camp in March, immediately after my fight in Brazil, which made sense. But when they approached this fight with me, with Chiesa, I had to put him on the back burner. I'm sorry, you know, you know, I got to look out for myself first. So, you know, after this fight, I think it'll actually work out to be great timing. They're fighting at the end of the summer. I'm going to start the summer off right with this one. And then after the fight, I'll come back, I'll help them out, I'll make some money on my own, and, you know, we'll see.
So obviously they have respect for your skills. Because you'd be a sparring partner with them? Is that what you'd be doing? Can you say?
Yeah, I can't say. I can't say. Yeah, nah, I better not say. Yeah, I can't say.
I mean, you probably training there and being in Conor's division, probably the most unique perspective of anybody. Should you be like on the commentary for this fight or something? I mean, you should be doing something.
Well, shit, that would be great. I'm not even looking that far, but I'm gonna try and look. I'm gonna try and finesse my way in the corner. I hear tickets is goddamn. They want 50 grand for a ticket, so I'm gonna try and finesse my way in the corner if I could. But you know, commentating, sure, yeah, I do it. You know, I think I offer a great perspective. But as far as, you know, with Floyd, you know, Floyd's from Grand Rapids. I'm from Detroit. I went to school in Grand Rapids. You know, he kind of knows even my background and where I came from and why I do the things that I do. So I think he's got a lot of respect for me, you know, and I've had conversations with him. You know, he's a you know, people think he's an asshole. He's a great guy, you know. People think I'm an asshole, so who gives a damn? Like, you know, at the end of the day, we respect each other as athletes, and that's what it's about.
Back to the 55-70 talk, how much resistance did they put towards you moving up?
It wasn't really even the UFC. It was more like my management, and, you know, and just trying to stay smart, you know, because I'm making waves at 55. Once I go up to 170, you start over, you know what I mean? So it's kind of hard, you know, because even like it's the media mostly, you know, like you guys restart us at 0-0, you know, in that weight class. So it made more sense as far as momentum wise to stay at 55, even if I think I'll be way better at 170. I think I'll be stronger, bigger, faster. You know, it's all about the timing of the thing, you know what I mean? I'm getting older too, you know, I'm 24 now. When I first started, I was, you know, 19. I'm getting up there, so, you know, I gotta start looking at myself now.
Right, and how much, I guess it was, I mean, I would imagine you have 80%, 90% of the say in this. So what was like the trigger that showed you concern that I just need to move up? Any close calls on
Oh yeah. I've had some close ones, you know. I've had some tough ones. I had some hard ones, you know. People don't know. People don't see. People just see the fruits of the labor. They don't see the seeds, you know. They don't see, you know. Man, down in Brazil, that was a tough one, you know. I was up for 48 hours before the before the weigh-ins, you know. Couldn't sleep. I was jet lagged, you know. I started the weight cut at 178 pounds. That's 22 pounds to get up off you. It wasn't fun, I'll tell you that. And it's not just me, you know. I'm talking about it because nobody else will talk about it. These guys, I don't see why they don't. It's not just me doing it. Like I've seen all these other guys. They're hurting too. They just don't want to say nothing because they you know, they think people think they're bitches or something. But I don't really give a damn what you think. Like I'm a hurt on Friday night to make the weight for Saturday, but I'm still gonna show up. I'm still gonna make weight, and I'm still gonna get my job done.
Kevin, your brother just got an MMA victory, his very first one. Can you talk about the effects that his career has had on yours, and can you carry his momentum into the cage? It's
great, you know, and it not only that, but it allows me to kind of, because he reminds me so much of myself at that age, you know, except way more skilled. You know, he's twice the fighter that I was at 20. But it's great for me to see kind of that progression, you know what I mean? And I can kind of see the mistakes that he's making. It's kind of like that, you know, you hear guys talk about it when they teach, they understand a lot more, you know? So when I'm in his corner, I understand more of what he's thinking and what's going on. And even, like I said, for like even the weight cut, you know, because he had a hard weight cut as well. But I can kind of see the mistakes that he's making mentally, not just physically, you know. So it's been a great experience for me. He'll be in my corner on Sunday night. I'm going to give that experience to him, you know, to see him, to let him see this level and see what the next level is. Because, again, experience is everything in this. So if I can give a little bit of my experience to him, he's going to come out even better for it. So he's a future champ. He just needs to keep his head down now and put in that work, and eventually he'll break through, you know. That's kind of how I was at 21, 22. You know, I kept my head down, stayed buried, stayed low. I remember me and Conor fought on the same card when he fought Dustin Poirier, and I can kind of see the things that he was doing. And at the same time, I was thinking, I'm like, oh, let me get my experience first. Let me get up there, and I'm gonna show him how it's really done.
Everybody talks about Chiesa's ground game. You've got a lot of submissions under your record. Should the chance arise, would you go for a submission? Of
course. Like I said, everything that the man do, I do better. You know, he's good on the back. He is. That's about it, though. You know, I'm great on the back already. So I understand the offense, and with the offense comes great defense, you know. I just can't make no mistakes, and I think he knows that. And I think that's what gets into his head. I think that's what gets him upset, because he knows he's in for a long fight, baby. You know, he's tough. He's going to stay in there for 25 minutes. I think that's going to play even more into my game. You know, it's going to let me really showcase my skills. And when you get into those championship, I think I'm built for 5 rounds. When you get into those championship, those late rounds, skill sets everything apart. You know, it's no longer how fast, how strong you are, you know, because you're both tired. It's going to be the skill, and the skills are going to shine.
While Habib sorts out, you know, the weight stuff, and Nate's kind of waiting for Conor, does a win here catapult you to face like Ferguson, who's looking for an interim belt? Or
yeah,
you feel like that's it?
I like it. You know, I think you know, the UFC is gonna come to Detroit in December. I'm gonna headline that card. I think me and Khabib, you know, I'm giving the man, goddamn, I've already called him out even before this fight. I gave the man 9 months to prepare. You know, he's got 6 months from today if he can prepare. And I'm gonna fight on Sunday, and I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna be there. Hopefully he shows up. Hopefully he be there. Hopefully he's there. I think that's the fight to make. I think they'll probably go with Ferguson and Barboza for an interim title or whatever they're going to do with 155. I think they open up a 165 title. I don't see what the holdup is. You know, everybody from 170 goes up to 175. You know, some guys come down on 165, and we see what happens. We make it done. So, you know, I think, you know, like I said, I think this fight is bigger than people see. It could potentially be a #1 contender fight. You never know with the way they're giving these bad boys out, the way they're giving out these interim titles. You know, I never know. So, you know, I'm just in there to do my job, get it done.
How'd you get a lot of those Northwest guys to help you out? Like, I know Brian's a teammate in the stream, but I think I saw Cody McKenzie.
Yeah, Cody McKenzie helped me out too for a little bit. Cody used to train him for a long time, and Cody hate the man's guts. So he offered, like, you know, the rest of the guys I paid, he was like, I'll do it for free. I'll pay you to help, you know, train you to whoop Mike's ass. So, you know, Robert Fallis is also from Oregon too, so I got a lot of those connections. You know, Misha Tate is up there. You know, I think he's actually was staying with Misha Tate, and strangely enough, Michael Chiesa went back to Michigan and trained with some of my old training partners. So, you know, it's a weird, you know, I don't know why he did that, but it was, you know, it's weird. You know, it's a, like I said, this fight sells itself. We're polar opposites in every way. When I first got here, he was in Vegas, and I was coming from Michigan, and now I'm in Vegas, and he's in Michigan. So we're going to see how that.
How much of this is real beef between you two?
It's beef for him. Look, I take every one of these very serious, and people think I'm doing it for the cameras or doing it for the, you know, I don't even give a damn. Like I was down in Brazil where nobody spoke English, and I was screaming at Francisco Trinaldo in the hotel lobby in English. The man didn't even understand me, you know, and no camera around. Like, it's not even, nobody even got a video. I'm kind of mad about it. But, you know, me and him, we had real beef, you know. Like, for me, I take it very personally because, you know, Tim Hague just died doing this, you know. it's serious stuff. You know, it's not a game. It's not a joke. I know I'm taking years off my life to do this. I've kind of already come to terms with that when I signed that line. You know, whenever I sign that agreement, I know, you know, hey, it might be a 1 in a million chance, but if you the one, who gives a fuck? Like you the one, you know, like it's 100% chance for you. You know, you could die out there. So I take it very serious. I take every fight very seriously, and I take it very personal. When you coming after me, like when you sign that line to fight me, like we ain't friends, man. I don't really fuck with you. I don't really know you. I don't really want to know you. I don't watch his interview. I don't give a damn about him. And I'll say that to him. I'll say that to his mama. I'll say that to his grandmama. I'll say that to anybody. You know, he can, you know. He think I said something about his mama, he gonna do it on June 25th. We can see what happened.
Talk about Tim. It was a boxing match, you know, that he had. But what were your feelings, and have you talked to other fighters about that? Because it's a real.
It was, you know, I was cornering my brother up in Canada, and a similar thing was happening on that card, and the guy wanted out. You know, it was a fighter that I don't know. You know, we were back there watching the fights, and the guy wanted out. He got dropped twice, and then he started laying down, and the ref wouldn't call it. You know, his corner didn't throw in the towel. Me and Dewey Cooper, my trainer, were going crazy. You know, like it's not a game. You know, like this ain't basketball. This ain't football. This ain't a game. Like you playing with men's lives. Even if a guy gets up and, you know, everybody sees the knockout and everybody goes crazy and screams, but they don't see the guy laying on the floor. You know, they don't see him when he gets up and he has to go home and talk to his wife. And, you know, sometimes you're not the same man. You know, that's very serious. You know, and sometimes it's even worse than death. You know, some guys go into severe depression off one punch. You know, it's not even a career. It could be one punch. You never know. As long as if you get hit right on the button, what can you do, you know? So I think you have to take every fight very serious, and that's the way I do. I approach each fight like it's a championship fight for a reason. I act like a champion. I don't give a fuck about a gold belt, you know? There are fans walking around in the stands with gold belts. Those gold belts mean nothing to me, you know? Win, lose, or draw in this fight, I'm a champion. So, you know, I really don't give a damn about it. So, you know, I approach every fight like it's serious because it is very serious, and we can lose our lives.
Do you think the UFC or the sport itself should do more to combat CTE?
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. You know, it's the nature of the business. We know it when we sign the line. I know it every time I sign the line. You know, there's really nothing you can do. It's just you get hit on the button. Hey, that's what's gonna happen. So, you know, it's serious. It's very serious. I take it very serious. I think everybody should take it very serious, and you know and that's why I enjoy myself while I'm here. You know, that's why I wear $3,000 glasses, because who gives a damn? You know, I'm gonna enjoy myself while I'm here. I'm gonna have fun, and you know, it ain't all that. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So are those glasses $3,000?
No, not these. No. I mean, no. These, I'll smash these. I don't give a damn. You know, these are only a couple $100. No. It's the Cartiers. It's the buffs. It's the those are only for special occasions. You know, I can't walk around here. You know, with them. You know, I gotta have security with me. You know, so when I got them on, I got something else with me. So, you know, those. I mean, it's a Detroit thing, you know. Folks don't understand, but it's just like anything else. And you know, people wonder why. And I wear stuff like that to show the kids. And you know, like I said, I made this hashtag 25 to life to show people that you can. You know, I'm not in jail at 25. You know, that's where I'm supposed to be. You know, I'm from Detroit. Like it's way different than it is out here. I thought I was going to be locked up, and I was never a bad kid, but for some reason, that's just the way I kind of grew up and the way that I was raised. I just thought that I was going to be locked up, you know, and now I'm going to be a world champion at 25. So that to me means a lot more. You know, like I've spoken about this a lot. You know, my brother's locked up, and he'll be out June 23rd to see the fight. So I'm here to show them, you know, you can have those things, because when you see somebody in Detroit wearing buffs or wearing, you know, the Cartiers, and, you know, they got $3,000 glasses on, you like, oh, boy, he's selling dope. You know, that's the way to do it. That's the way to get it done. And you ain't got to do that. You can put your head down. You can grind. You can get out here and you can, like, literally fight for it. And that's what I'm here to show the people. You know, you can fight for it and still get the right things and do the right things. You don't have to do the wrong things for it.
For your brother that's been locked up, do you feel like that the road that you've been on right now may help to serve as an inspiration for him when he gets out?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's hard for these kids. You know, he just don't have no direction. You know what I mean? And it just is what it is. So I think it will be great for him. He's already in a better place. You know, I was able to see him a couple weeks ago, and he's already doing much better. He's young. He's 16. You know, like you know, when you're 16, you're gonna make mistakes. You know, you're gonna do stupid shit. So you know, he's young. He'll be back. He'll be smart. But it's not just him that I'm talking to. You know, it's all these kids. You know, and it's everybody from where I came from. So you know, and it's not even just Detroit. It's Chicago. It's Philly. It's Atlanta. It's all these places. You know. We all got the same problems, you know. I think at the end of the day, we all respect each other because we all want the same things. We all want to do right for our families. We all want to provide. We all want the same amount of respect, and just to show that we out here all doing the same things, and that's what I'm showing.
December, Little Caesars Arena.
Absolutely, baby. Little Caesars Arena. I'm already getting that headliner spot. I'm gonna show him on Sunday night. That spot is mine. Regardless of what happens, that spot is mine. I'm gonna go back home. I'm gonna celebrate like a champ, and the people are gonna love me for it. So if y'all like the press conferences now, you should wait till December, baby. When I go back to Detroit, boy, I'm gonna have the whole city behind me. I'm gonna throw massive block parties. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be wild. Y'all love it.
What is it like, by the way, when you go back? I know you did a tour. Do they applaud you for leaving, and understand you leaving, or, funny feathers, I guess?
The worst thing of it is, like my extended family and people that I grew up with, they're the ones with the most amount of hate for it, That's the way it is, people that see you from the very beginning and they're still stuck in the same situation, and you out of it, they kind of, I think they project some of their own insecurities and their own hate on you. That's kind of what happens a little bit. But the people, the actual city, they love me, When I went back, I had a huge reception, people, we're all saying it was just like the people that I actually knew, that actually knew me, that had the most amount of hate, which is sad. But that's just kind of the way that society is built, and it's stupid. But I'm only one guy. I can't really do nothing about that. So, I kind of, I've given up a lot for this. I've given up, I'm 24. I'm divorced. I've given up a lot. I don't have a family. I don't have kids. Because I focus so much energy into this, and that's why I take it so personal, and that's why I make it so big to myself. Because it is very serious. So. When I go back, the people love it, and the people that the real ones that know me or that understand my situation, they respect it because they know, real recognize real. The people that are bullshitting their own life, they hate because they know deep down they bullshitting. If you really out here and you really trying to make something of yourself and really trying to do good for your family, then you respect it and you understand what I'm saying. But the people that don't understand it, I don't really. I get a lot of hate. Like, y'all see I get a lot of hate, and I don't give a damn about it. Like, the people that hate me are the people that's doing bad, and I hate them. That's the flat out. Like, I don't really like you, Like, if you don't like me, I don't really like you either. So, at the end of the day, I'm still gonna make the same amount of money, you still gonna be in the same situation. So it's not gonna bother me none. So,
Well, I ask because, like, Andre Ward just fought, and he's beloved in Oakland. Like, do you think an MMA fighter like yourself is a few fights away from having like a city behind you the way? Absolutely.
Specifically Oakland. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you see it with a lot of, there's so many boxers that have cities behind them. And Detroit is behind me, absolutely. I mean, that's why the UFC is coming there in December, because they understand that and they know that. They ain't coming there just for an arena, you know what I mean? So I'm the only one from there right now that's in the UFC currently. So the UFC knows and they understand that, and that's why they put in so much. It takes a lot of money to throw these shows every time. So they wouldn't. The UFC is about the green. I know Tyron Woodley and all that spoke out against. The UFC's racist and all this. They're not. They're about the green. They're about the money. They understand that the money is there. They understand that the city will support me and get behind me. And that's the only reason why they would. Otherwise, they wouldn't at all.
How did you get started in MMA in Detroit? And Detroit has a rich history of boxing, the Kong Gym, Thomas Hearns. Did you ever consider going in that direction when you were starting out?
No, I started off wrestling. we were poor. You know, the wrestling was the only thing. You know, they didn't have boxing at the school, so I was like, hey. And actually, I thought it was like WWE style wrestling. I didn't even know. You know, and first they didn't hit me a single. I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't gotta put. You know, but you know, so wrestling was my way out, and it was my way to. You know, I went to school in Grand Rapids. I went to college and on a wrestling scholarship. That was kind of my way out of. You know, I didn't know how I was gonna be successful. I just knew as long as I kept my head down and kept working. I never even saw myself in MMA, to be honest, until I was, you know, 18, 19, when I really kind of understood that I can make a serious run at this. But before that, I always wanted to do MMA, but it was just going to be more of a, you know, for fun type deal. You know, I didn't really think I'd make a career until, you know, I actually did. So, and actually saw that I had some talent at it.
At what point did you know that you had to leave and move here? And was it more of just being around more fighters and trainers, or just getting away from?
It was immediately after my first UFC fight, and I swear I had to fight my parents on it even. You know, I came back from that fight when I fought Ali Quinta. I knew it during the fight. You know, I knew. You know things. You know what I mean. That's what I mean. That experience. You know when you in there. The fight game don't lie. You know, you can talk to the cameras, you can talk to other people as much as you want. You can talk to yourself. When you actually get in there, it don't lie. You know what I mean? It kind of shows. So I knew I didn't train right for that fight. I knew I didn't prepare right. I was training myself. I didn't have a trainer. You know, I had one trainer. I had no training partners or nothing. I pretty much was getting up, you know, running. You know, I was still in college. I was taking 15 credits at the time. I knew I didn't train right for that fight, and I knew it during the fight. So immediately afterwards, I just got in the car and I started driving west, and you know, I hit Vegas, you know, and we made it happen. I met up with Dewey Cooper, and you know, I met up with some of these world champions around here. I was like, oh goddamn, I can make it happen.
Dewey Cooper, I know he also trains Jesse Vargas. How did you link up with him? Why is he a good fit for you? You know,
he used to train my old trainer too. And he just you know, you just vibe with a person, you know what I mean? The trainer-fighter relationship is much different than any other type. You know, I think you always need a great trainer because you always need somebody above you, you know? I think, you know, when guys start opening up their own gyms, they start teaching other people, that's when you see them go on the decline. That's when you see that you know, because they don't have nobody to tell them what to do, you know? It's hard because we're on our own bosses, but I make Dewey my boss. I make Robert Fawless my boss. I make my manager my boss, you know? You kind of have to you got to stay humble in the game, you know? You can be, you know, I'm confident when I'm talking, I swear. You know, and I'm confident when I get in there. But during my preparation, like if y'all would have been here like an hour ago and saw me and Dewey training up there, you know, it's much different. I'm much different type of, you know, I listen to what he says and I trust him, and I trust him with, and really, frankly, I trust him with my life, because if he's telling me the wrong things, I can go out there and, you know, get my ass whooped. So, you know, you got to have somebody. I think that's very important to always have is a great trainer and somebody to look up to.
You're not telling Miles Jury is a Detroit guy?
Yeah. Is he still fighting?
Hazel Park?
Yeah, he's Hazel Park. That ain't really Detroit though. Come on, let's Hazel. Come on, look. I give you a geography lesson in a minute if you want me to, because Hazel Park is about it. You know, he might as well be from Mississippi. and yeah. Always okay. Well, then you know. Yeah. I mean, I guess you can say this, but then you know 7 Mile and 10 Mile are two totally different miles. You know, you might as well be two different worlds. Is he on this card, Miles Drew?
He'll be in Detroit, I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, that probably happened. I didn't honestly didn't know if Miles Drew was still fighting. I know he's taking a long time. The last fight I seen him on was Cerrone, so I don't really know. I don't really know him at all, so I know he's training over in Cali now and doing his thing, and if he wanted, he can get it too.
You like Vegas?
I love it, baby. Look, it's 100 degrees outside. I'm about to go out there right now and sweat my ass off and ride around with the top down. I love it.
He embrace the heat.
I love it.
How long have you been at Vegas?
3 years. 3 years now. Yep. I moved my family out here, you know, got in my house up in Centennial. I'm about to buy another house here after this fight. So, you know, I got to get one in before the Raiders get here and start to tear shit up. So, got to get a nice one out in the books, you know what I mean?
Hey, Kevin, when Mayweather talked about possibly managing MMA fighters, did he ever like approach you or talk to you or want to guide you in any way, especially with the worst, yeah. We talked about it a couple times, and if I'm being look, I'm always honest. We talked about it right before the Leonardo fight, and
you know, that kind of fucked me over, you know. So, yeah. We'll get it. We'll get it. After this fight, I'll go back. I'll talk to him. You know, I'm gonna help.
So like he lost a little faith, or
No. It's just it wasn't the right timing. You know, and timing is everything in the fight game, and they understand that too. They even understood what happened in the fight. They watched the fight. They understand. You know, I'm young. You know, I was only 22 at the time. Or, you know, 23, I don't know how old I was. But, you know, I'm young. You know, I'm still learning. And, you know, those are the type of things. You know, people think. Even Mayweather, you know, like he might put on that like undefeated. You know, the man's got 8 losses. You know, he lost it in amateur. You know, there's never been a fighter to go undefeated forever. You know what I mean? It's just not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. We have to take those. Andre, nah. Hey, I don't know about that first Kovalev, but look. I mean, you can say he won all you want, but you know, that's just it's the fight game, you know. In boxing, it's a little bit easier because boxing is more like a science. But mixed martial arts, I think, is one of the purest forms of art that there is. You know, there's no perfect way to fight. There's so many different styles. There's so many different ways. You can't look at any one fighter and say, okay, that's what the big problem I have with people saying, oh, Demetrius Johnson is the GOAT. Like, what are you talking about? You know, the man has only been around for 5 years and he's the GOAT. He's the best there ever was. Get the fuck out of here. You know, you'll never hear me say I'm the best fighter because I'm not even the best version of myself yet. You know what I mean? I don't think I'll reach that point. I don't think there is a best fight. I think every fight, you know, has their different styles. That's what makes it so beautiful, and that's what makes it so great to watch. That's what makes it so much better than boxing too. You know, boxing is a science. You can be a perfect boxer. There's been perfect boxers. But, you know, every man has his day and every man's going to lose, especially in mixed martial arts. You're going to take those L's. You just have to roll with them like a champion. Get up, dust yourself off, take it as a learning experience, come back and whoop the next man's ass. You know, I ain't got to beat everybody's ass. I just got to beat Michael Chiesa's on Sunday. And I'll be damned. That's going to happen 99 out of 100 times. You hear me?
I know a lot of guys don't care about rankings or say they don't care about rankings, but UFC has Chiesa quite a bit ahead of you in the rankings. Should you get this win, do you anticipate that you'll be higher in the rankings?
Yeah, I'll definitely be top 5 after this one. I mean, the man's what, number 7, number 6 or so. I think I knocked Nate Diaz out that spot. I don't even see why he's holding a top 5 spot. He does because, you know, he's got, you know, great marketing, great promotion. The folks are behind him. I don't even see why, you know, again, people are still saying Khabib's #1 contender. You know, it's the people. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand how you have Khabib as the #1 contender at all. But I think the rankings will start over once they open up their 165. I got full faith that they will. I think they'll come to their senses and be a little smarter about it. So the rankings will start over, and I'll be the #1 contender up there if I got to.
Have you talked to anybody from the UFC that gave you a feeling about
Yeah. I mean, I've talked to Jeff Novitzky a lot. You know, he's around here all the time. You know, I'm in this building. Goddamn, you know, a couple times, you know, 3-4 times a week. So I talked to a little bit of everybody. But, you know, Jeff Novitzky is the one that's the head of the health and nutrition and the health and safety. And he understands, you know, this is the most dangerous part is the weight cutting, dehydrating your brain before you get into a fist fight. It's retarded. It doesn't make sense. He understands it. I think eventually he'll be able to get some clout and kind of, you know, push it along and push it through. But, you know, yeah, it'll happen. I'm 100% confident.
How long before they have a Kevin Lee room?
Oh man, I see y'all picked out the Bruce Lee room. It's smart, you know. It's smart to do this in. But you know, those are for. I got 10 more years in this game. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be here for another 10 years. So that's for 20 years down the line. You know, that's what these guys care about legacy and all. It's like I don't give a damn. Like I'm here to make some money and get it done. That's nice, but. Unless they cut me a check on it, it ain't that bad. You know, it ain't that great.
In Oklahoma, like, do you think they'll take precautions just to keep you guys separated? Oftentimes, we'll hear stories about guys had to ride the same elevator because it was awkward.
Yeah. Oh no, they did when we were down in Dallas after. But I think Mike is gonna take his own precautions. You know, when they did the UFC athlete retreat, I was staring right at the back of his head, right at the side. He can see me staring at him, and you know the man don't want no static. He showed that even during the press conference. This man don't want no static. He don't really want to fight. He's a great competitor, but he don't really want to fight. Let's be honest. You know, when I saw him walking around here at the athlete retreat, I mean-mugged him the whole time. He kept it pushing. He kept it moving. And he gonna do the same thing in OKC. He gonna avoid me at all costs. They don't really even need to take precaution.
You think you're in his head?
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, I have to be. I think he understands that I'm just a better fighter. You know, when it boils down to skill versus skill, I'm younger, faster, more experienced, stronger. I got all the balls in my court, baby. So I think he understands that, and that's why he gets frustrated, and he'll get frustrated after 2 minutes of the first round. He'll understand, and he'll break. You know, he's gonna stay in there for the long run. He'll go into a defensive shell. He don't want to get beat up in front of his mama. You know, so he's gonna go into a defensive shell and not try and get knocked out. But he's gonna be in for a long night, baby.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Thanks, Sam.